has undergone a transformation in recent years, and if anything, the transformation is accelerating. During its recent annual meeting, the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership reported that there is $631 million in active construction activity downtown. And since 2014, downtown Pittsburgh has added 970 hotel rooms, 55 restaurants, and 800 residential units, with more to come. Jeremy Waldrop is back with us. He's president of the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership, and welcome. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, congratulations. These are pretty good times for downtown Pittsburgh.
It's a great time to be in my job. I feel very lucky, but downtown Pittsburgh is really booming.
Yeah, I got to ask you about these numbers, though, because it doesn't even seem like it could be true. 55 new restaurants essentially in a year downtown?
Yeah, it is insane when you start to look at, I mean, Market Square alone has had almost a dozen open up within a block and a half of that area. It's really fantastic. I mean, you think about Poros, Revel and Roost just opened up a couple of weeks ago. We have 6 more restaurants just around Market Square that's going to open up in the next 6 months. I mean, it is insane, kind of the revitalization that we're seeing in downtown from a restaurant scene.
It's crazy, and the national attention we're getting. It's like every week some national one. It was last in the New York Times most recently, but it seems like every week we're getting recognition somewhere.
It is fantastic. We couldn't be happier with that, and we're talking about ways that we can continue to kind of expand the vibrancy of the downtown streets. We're hoping that all this renewed interest in downtown from the restaurant, from the cultural, will start to translate into more retail, more folks really visiting downtown more and more on nights and weekends.
Yeah, well, and of course residential becomes a big part of that, and there has been a lot, there's certainly a lot of interest. There seems to be more interest right now than there is a place to put everybody who'd like to live there. Huh?
Most definitely, yeah. We've pretty much picked over all of the great retrofits of the historic buildings, and that's really been what you saw in downtown Pittsburgh, was Class B office spaces being converted into residential space, and that's almost done. So now you're going to start to see the developments in the Strip District, in the Uptown area, the Lower Hill District, and the North Shore, which is all going to be new construction, start to fly up, and that's what we're really looking forward to over the next 3 to 4 years.
Wow, that'll be exciting to see. The other thing that's been kind of exciting downtown in recent years is the PDP has really taken responsibility to program it and to actually make some things happening down there. I think we've got a short video that's kind of a look back at last year and some of the exciting stuff you all were responsible for. So let's take a look.
Great.
So here we have our night market, one of 4 that we do throughout the year. Our next one's coming up in April. Urban Suppers in partnership with Eat Pittsburgh, highlighting local restaurants. Rooftop Shindigs, probably one of our most favorite events. Movies, music. Yoga in the Square happens beginning in June, and it's every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. with Pittsburgh. Dancing in the Square will be occurring in June as well. Every Friday afternoon you can come out, kick up your heels. Picklesburgh, we'll be bringing that back to the city, turning Pittsburgh into Picklesburgh on July 15th and 16th. It's a fantastic family event, obviously highlighting pickles as a culinary favorite. Farmers Market will be here on Thursdays in Market Square beginning in mid-May through late October. Thousands of people coming out to what we feel is the best farmers market in the region. We can't forget Light Up Night. This has been around for almost 60 years now, bringing several 100,000 people into the center of the city to really kick off the holiday season. It also is the opening of the People's Gas Holiday Market, which we do in Market Square for about 31 days, bringing over 40 vendors into the center of the city. A lot of things you're not going to be able to find anywhere in the region.
Yeah, Jeremy, you know, it's been such an exciting set of activities, but I remember there was a time when the PDP seemed to be mostly focused on just keeping downtown clean. You've sort of graduated to a new level.
That's it. We still remove over 1 million pounds of garbage every year, but we really have focused on bringing folks into the center city on nights and weekends with over 200 days of programming. 800,000 people, we estimate, attended our events last year, and we have a whole host lined up for you coming up.
Yeah, and this last end of the week, and the weekend was pretty big because it was really the kickoff of the Pittsburgh 200 celebration.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, we had the Bicentennial Gallery Crawl on Friday night, which was fantastic. We had our largest night largest night market ever, but we have 4 more of those lined up for this year. A whole host. Picklesburgh is coming back. You saw that coverage in the video. We had 75,000 people last year come look at our giant Heinz pickle balloon floating over the Rachel Carson Bridge, and we're going to be doing that again in July with a whole host at the farmers market. Dancing in the Square will be here in June. It's a great time to be in downtown Pittsburgh, and we want to make it even better.
Well, and you think about all the people who work downtown. I mean, 100 and some thousand people, I guess, come in every day. But the amount of people who come into town for an event, whether it's one of yours or the Cultural Trust or the sporting events, that has to be a really big number.
Oh yeah, we're talking over 2 million people coming into the center city every year, which really does, I mean, it drives the boom that we're seeing in the restaurants, the hotel development. That's all a real tangible result of this economic activity coming from the cultural, from the sporting events, and we want to see that continue to grow.
Yeah, and it's worth noting, it's not just an overnight success. There was an awful lot of groundwork laid by an awful lot of people for a long period of time.
Most definitely. We are really bearing the fruits of 20 years of labor, and we couldn't be happier to kind of be reaping that harvest now, but we know that we've got to continue to sow those seeds for the next generation.
Well, it's exciting. Everybody should check out downtown Pittsburgh. Jeremy Waldrop, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah. And when we return, women in computing and the critical need to get more of them interested in the profession, especially here in our region. Stay with us.